Hi guys, welcome back to Boxbread. First of all, I apologise for the brevity of this video and the coverage of these three fights that I'm going to talk about briefly here. But it's been a really busy week and I just haven't had the chance to look at these fights as in depth as I usually do and as I would like to. But at least thought I'd make the effort to give you guys my brief thoughts on how I think these fights are going to go. So the first of the three fights I'm going to look at is Malignaggi going up against Pablo Cesar Cano. Now I think Malignaggi successfully defends his title here and I think he gets a unanimous decision victory. I actually think Cano's a good boxer. He has power and that's going to be a danger for Malignaggi because Malignaggi doesn't really have a lot of power and the power definitely resides with Cano in this fight. And I do think that that's something Malignaggi will be aware of. The thing is with Malignaggi is as he's really grown into be quite a good boxer. And he's pretty slick in the ring as well. One thing you have to understand about Malignaggi is that he is a student of the game. He's one of these boxers who watches boxing, who analyses boxing, who respects the science behind boxing, and he obviously will therefore apply it to his own game. He's a guy who's a thinking boxer. Okay. Some boxers, I hate to say it, but they aren't really the smartest or the brightest of the bunch, and they really do get cocooned in their own world and they don't really take any notice of what's going on outside or what other people are saying, how they should change this technique or that technique, and they don't grow and they end up getting into a pit, a dead end. And you know, the best fighters like Andre Ward, like Mayweather, they are students of the game. They have their style based on what works best. And from studying boxing, Mike Tyson used to study old heavyweight tapes. This is the type of thing boxers should be doing. If I was training a boxer, I would tell him, you've got to become a student of the game. You have to understand boxing. Get the perspective from an outsider's point of view. And that's something Malignaggi does, in my opinion. I think that bodes well for him. I actually think that it will work for him going forward. He's captured this world title now, and against Senchenko he was very good. He's got some good hand speed, good movement in the ring. I think he will be quite evasive. He'll be elusive. Difficult for Cano to try and land the power punch on. And yes, Cano does have a chance to land that power punch. And this won't be a walkover by any means for Malignaggi because Cano can box as well, and he throws some good variety of punches. I just think that Malignaggi's movement and his ring IQ will be a bit too much for Cano. And I think that he will be able to not take unnecessary risks, not get caught unnecessarily, and I think he will be able to throw fast hands and get back out of there. If you look at Senchenko, he was doing that, throw a quick combination and get out of there. Win the points, take no risk. That's what I'm expecting Malignaggi to do for this fight. I'm expecting Malignaggi to get the decision victory and retain his title in what should be quite a good matchup, in all honesty. The next fight I want to look at is going to be Eric Morales and Danny Garcia. Garcia, the current title holder, beat Eric Morales by decision last time out when they faced each other, and he just, in his last fight, knocked out Amir Khan. I think Danny Garcia gets a stoppage victory here in the later rounds against Eric Morales. Morales is a tough guy to stop. He's good at attrition, he's a warrior, we all know that. I'm not fully up to speed in the drugs things come out about Morales. I heard that he failed the drugs test. To be honest, I think this fight is quite a joke, but I come to expect it from the WBC. Morales shouldn't be fighting Garcia. Garcia should be fighting another top guy who's a pound for pound fighter for this title. I don't believe Morales should be getting another opportunity here. He had enough already, to be perfectly honest with you. And while Morales is, it's a bit of a tricksy because everyone thinks Morales is you know, he should be challenging for a world title or whatever. Some people do think that, but in my eyes, he's good enough to stay with guys for the full fight because of his stamina, because of the way he is. He's able to tough it out. He's able to mix it up. He's able to survive. But against the very top opposition, okay, against Marcos Maidana he had a draw or whatever, but you know that was a good fight. But Maidana not really back then when they fought, was a pretty one-dimensional fighter. Someone who Eric Morales in his day would have taken the path with ease. You know, Morales just Maidana just come forward, chin in the air, just looking for the right to land the right hand, and he still only got a draw. So I think against someone like Garcia is limited as well in my book, but I think that Garcia at that first fight may know little holes to pick, and I think that he will land a big blow. He actually put Morales down, remember, late on in that fight. I think he put him down for good this time. I think that Morales might get back up, but I think the ref may call this off. I think the ref may take a look and decide, you know, this guy's, maybe he's cut or he's getting beaten up too badly. I think Garcia wins. I think Garcia wins if it goes the distance as well. I don't think he's going to give up the title that easily to a guy who's already beaten, and I think that Morales will have to do something pretty special to win this fight. You know, so all respect to Eric Morales, but I don't agree that this fight is made. I think someone else should be in there getting that shot at the title, and especially if he has failed the drug test, then the fact that it's going ahead, it just shows you, you know, WBC, what more can one say? And then the final fight, Ndam against Quillin, Kid Chocolate, going against Hassan Ndam. Now I'm picking Kid Chocolate to win this fight by KO, or by stoppage, and I'm going to go for round. Let's go for round 9. This is quite a close fight, and both of these guys, there's different opinions on who people think will win. Quite a lot of people, I think the majority think that Kid Chocolate will win from what I've seen. But there are a few guys saying, you know, both of these guys are unbeaten, and there's always going to be a sway of opinion. Now, the general consensus what I've seen when people have made comments is that Quillin's quite a raw fighter. He's not the more accomplished boxer in this, and Ndam is. He's the more accomplished boxer, maybe the cleaner, better technical boxer than Peter Quillin. But the power, although Ndam has some, does lie and reside with Quillin predominantly, because we know that Quillin has had quite a few knockout wins as of late. Although, you know, last time out he got a unanimous decision over Winky Wright, but you know, Winky Wright is you know, survival defence, and you know, inexperienced, so very difficult to stop. And Ndam does have power, and I can see a stoppage either way in this fight, but I'm going for Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillin. I think he will get the stoppage. And it will be close, I think, when it's stopped. I don't think this is going to be a walkover. I don't think it'll be like this guy's worn this guy down and then stopped him. I think what it'll be is that both of these guys will be in a close fought battle. They both have their moments. But then I think all of a sudden, come like round 9 or something, Kid Chocolate will land a punch and hurt Ndam, and then he will go in for the kill and get him out of there. If it goes a distance, I could see a split decision either way, but I was tempted to go for split decision for Quillin, because I think this will be a close fight. And I think decision-wise goes for Quillin as well. So I'm expecting Kid Chocolate to win either way in this fight. But Ndam will definitely pose a tough test and a good fight for him. And obviously he's unbeaten, so you know, he has that opportunity to win this fight also, if he can use his more, perhaps what many see, and to be honest what I see, as better boxing skills. The thing is with Ndam is that he has better boxing skills. He's more controlled in his movement. You know, Quillin's a bit raw. A bit wild at times, and Ndam is a bit more controlled, but I still see holes in Ndam's game that I think that he leaves himself a bit open. And when he's punching, he's very good when he's jabbing and he's keeping outside, and he'll jab and move back and he'll keep distance, and he can win rounds off that in this fight. The problem I see is that when he goes in, he gets a bit wild sometimes when he wants to throw combinations. Doesn't do them as well technically. So I think his technical base and how good technically he is more of a standpoint of outside jabbing. But then I think that the opportunity arises and opens up when he throws combinations against you. I think you have the opportunity to counterpunch, and I think you have the opportunity to try and open him up. I think that Quillin does this as the fight goes on, as they both begin to tire. I think Quillin's power tells. Also, I'd like to mention Wavjem, my good friend, who sends a comment back and forth with, talking about boxing. He has thankfully given me some information that Paul Smith has actually said that he's sparred with both of these guys, and he's actually picking Peter Quillin by stoppage, by KO, in late KO I believe. Now I made my decision before I'd heard that, but you know, that's the opinion of a guy who sparred with both guys. So you know, should be a good weekend of boxing. Let me know what you guys think about these fights. There's going to be different opinions. all 3 fights should be good ones. Thanks for watching.